then did it again for 4 weeks, to the point that I took the pictures for the transformation, 6-day transformation. I was like, oh, what do you rust? Yeah. Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, basically over this lockdown period, right? I've explained it in previous videos that I wanted to reset, rebuild, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that I didn't tell you, and this has been a problem for a number of years, was the imbalances in my legs. 1 inch to be precise. So this, my right leg was always 26 and a half. Roughly. And this one was always 25 and a quarter or 25 and a half. Over an inch difference in my legs, and you could see it. Now, from implementing these steps I'm going to be going through today, I've managed to bring my legs to pretty much the same. I'd say that is some pretty good progress. Yeah? Do you want to know the tips of how I did it? Yeah? Well, you better stick around and you better smash the like button. Like, I want you to break your keyboard. No, don't break your keyboard. I don't want no lawsuits. Yeah, so what did I do first? I stripped everything back, ready for the rebuild. So when I say strip everything back, like, there weren't any weights to lift anyway. And the other point within this is my alignment of everything. I'd go into a squat, I'd film it, I'd assess it, I'd be like, what's dropping? Like, what seems to be the problem? Then I did some single leg stuff. Oh, that unlocked a whole heap of stuff. If one side's smaller than the other, there's obviously a strength imbalance as well, right? So first I started with doing like the single leg stuff and realized that my left leg was hella weak. And then I was like, but why? Like, why do I keep shifting to my right? And I was like, there must be an alignment imbalance somewhere. So I started looking from the feet up. The feet unlocked a whole heap of junk. And it makes sense, that's the foundation. Like, why didn't I think of it before? That is literally my arches were collapsed to Ross. Like, they were like beyond flat. And every time I went into a squat, you could see it. My ankle would go into, how do I do this really? My ankle, rather than it being like that, it would sit like that, and the alignment is completely off from the outset. So I was like, cool. So I need to rebuild my arches, and I need to do more body weight training, looking at full range of motion properly. When people do body weight squats, stresses me out. How is it form worse on a body weight squat than it is with the bar? But that's where it starts. So I started strengthening my arches using a couple of exercises which I've shown before. This one that I found was really good for reactivating the arches because I've got flat feet. This one I actually got from the idea from when I did parkour with the Stora team. And then I was also doing some gripping the ground work, but without clenching your toes. So gripping the ground, it's kind of like if you're grabbing booty. And I learned to accept the weakness. A lot of the time, and I've done it for many years, you kind of acknowledge the weakness and then try and train it a little bit, and then you go back to, it feels a little bit better, so I'm just gonna do some heavy squat. Oh, the injury's back again. Oh, I have to take a few weeks off again. Oh, it's all right now. It's a cycle that is just nonsensical. Accept the weakness and accept that you have to fix it. Point number 2, mobilize, mobilize, mobilize. Mobility, I've said it countless times in videos already and on Instagram. Oh yeah, by the way, follow me on Instagram. It's a very fabulous page, by the way. Mobilize, mobilize, mobilize. Mobility has always been the thing that gets put on the back burner. You're like, I'll do that later. There's always, you want to get into the gym and leave, so you always put it on the back burner. But mobility has changed everything. It doesn't have to be animal flow. It doesn't have to be hours of yoga, but finding some mobility drills that you can incorporate into a warm-up. Oh, do I have a video on that? Yeah, I do. You should check it out. It's somewhere on the, I think it's that side. But yeah, find some exercises to incorporate into your warm-up, like proper mobilizing exercise. Get some bands, get the ball. And number 3, the pièce de résistance. Once those things have been taken care of, this is a thing that I wouldn't say made the biggest difference. Point 1 and 2 made the biggest difference. Understanding the foundation. This was the icing on the cake, the cherry on the pie.
In other news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
The 2-to-1 ratio workout. Yeah? Made that up. For example, one of the exercises that I did it heavily with was the ego check lunges. If you were on my Instagram, you would have seen it. The ego check lunge is basically having a slider on your back foot. So you can't use that back foot to, you know, give you a pre-launch into like getting back up again. You have to generate all the power from that leg in front. And what I would do is I would start with a weaker leg first. So I'd start with the left leg. After doing that set, I do the right leg, and then I go back to the left leg and simplify the movement a tiny bit, and then do another set on that. So you're basically doubling up with a slightly less strenuous exercise for the second time you go back to it. And I did that for every exercise for 4 weeks, then took a break for about 6 weeks, then did it again for 4 weeks, to the point that I took the pictures for the transformation, 6-day transformation. I was like, oh, what do you Russ? Yeah, that look alright. And then I measured my legs and I was like, that look alright. Very chuffed, very happy. But that is it. Those are my 3 tips that I used for correcting the muscle imbalance. So try them, see if they work. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I like to talk, so deal with it. I'm out. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.